I'm Roy and I'm going to show you how I design a new pot for my new houseplant. So I already did the plate which is going to be under the pot, and I'm going to talk about how I designed this. I just make a sketch on the front plane looking like this. I want it to be 2 mm in thickness. What is important to consider is that this line is also adding up in your line count. I have a 0.5 nozzle. I'm going to print with 0.5 mm line width. So I want this number to be able to be divided by 0.5, which means I can have 4 lines going here. And I'm going to show you why this is important. I'm just going to revolve this, use revolve in Fusion, and pick the profile and do full rotation. Take it into Cura. And now we can see why it is important to have the walls as I talked about. If you now slice it and go to preview, you can have a look at the walls. You can see that the walls fill perfectly with 4 lines. There's no infill, no nothing. You save a lot of time skipping the infill. So this is what we want. You know, if let's say if my nozzle was 0.4 and I was printing 0.4 line width, you will see what I'm talking about. So we now actually 2 hours 23 minutes because we need to fill. Now we need to fill between the wall lines because our wall lines does not make up for 2 mm thickness. So let me go back to 0.5. Now you can see it's perfect. So this is what we want. And we saved 15 minutes. We're now at 2 hours 7 minutes. And I'm printing also the bottom solid. So it's all solid, no infill here, as I want it to be sort of waterproof. Now I want to make the pot. So I did some measurements on the plant to get the right size pot. And I'm going to do the pot also inside this drawing, but I want to do it as a separate component. Add a new component, do a drawing on the front plane. Let's do an intersect. Choose body, pick this guy, check slice, and we can see from the plane we are drawing on. Let's just make a center axis. I did measure the height. Let's do 155. Another line from the origin and out to the side. So we need the bottom diameter. Dimension this to 75 mm, which gives us a diameter of 150 mm. At the top we need a bigger diameter, so let's do that. Let's do 210, and half of that for the radius. 105 should be fine. Now we can just hide the plant plate. And now I want a nice wall. And I want to use the spline. So let's just start at the top and pick somewhere out here, and then go to the bottom point and click create. So now we can make a nice profile for our pot. We can just drag these guys around. And I'm not sure how we want this to look like. Let's just revolve the profile. You can also shell this now. Go to modify and shell. Do like this 2 mm shell. We are not going to use this shell because the same as with the plate applies here. So we want the walls to be 2 mm vertical. So using the shell, this will not happen. Let's apply another appearance to this. Let's do something transparent. I don't like this very much, so I'm gonna go into the pot sketch. I'm gonna click the eye so I can see the sketch, and then I want the view from the front, and then I can drag this around and you will see that it updates. So this is much nicer, I think. To get a vertical 2 mm wall, I need to make another line. For the bottom, there's no problem getting a 2 mm thickness. I'm just gonna add a line here, constrain it to this guy, and then I'm gonna set the dimension from here to here at 2 mm. What is more difficult is this guy. What we can do is actually use the move command. The move command also lets you make a copy, so create a copy, and we want to move this -2mm inside. Let's now just check if the walls actually is 2mm in the horizontal direction. You can see it is 2mm. So this is what we want for a nice print result. So I'm just gonna finish that sketch, revolve, and pick my profiles. Select the axis, the Z-axis, and do a full new body like this. Then I'm gonna hide the sketch again, and let's just apply something else now that we are happy with it. Let's activate the top level, and let's bring out the plate. I want to bring another color to the plate. Let's constrain the pot to the plate. So we're just gonna hide the plate, make a join from the center of the bottom to the center of the plate. We now see that we have some problems with our pot, which interferes with the plate. So let's slice this now. So this is what it looks like. So we may need to make some changes to either the plate or the pot. As the plate is already on the 3D printer, I need to make changes to the actual pot. Let's grab these 2 points and do something like this. This also looks nice, I think. I'm happy with that. So let's just do a 3D print. Let's bring that into Cura and see. This is how it looks like in Cura. So we're talking 8 hours. We are going to decrease that. Let's have a look at the preview and the walls. If the walls are what we want them to be. And as you can see, the walls are perfect. If we did use a shell on this, it would not be perfect and the print time would be much longer. I do want to increase the layer height, so let's try 0.3. Save quite a lot of time, 6 hours 45. Let's try 0.4, 5 hours at 0.4. That's almost half what we started with. The speed, however, is set to 100mm a second, which might be a little bit too much for a 0.4 layer height. So I want to try printing it like this. We are now at 5 hours 9 minutes. Let's try upping the outer wall speed to 60mm a second. So we're now at 4 hours 41 minutes. So that's it. Let's print this now and have a look how it turns out. So this is what it looks like, and I'm happy with that. We used about 250 grams of filament. This is CPE, so it's expensive. It's supposed to be watertight, and the cost would be about 10 euro. Print time was 4 hours 45 minutes for the pot and about 2 hours for the plate, for the bottom plate. Here you can see a render of the pot and the plate. I made some holes in it. I'm not sure if that was necessary, because it's easier to print if you don't have the holes, and also it will take a longer time when you have the holes because you have more travel moves. But it looks okay, I think. Here you can see the plate and the pot and the plant. And here it is assembled, and here it is in its place. Useful 3D printing, useful 3D modeling. I hope you enjoyed this project. If you have any other project you would like me to do, then leave a comment down below. Maybe a RC boat would be nice. What do you think? Leave me a comment. Subscribe and like, and see you soon.